Say, bruh, it's the podcast.
What's up? It's Hot Boy Troy. We got Cuddy, and this is the Say Bruh Podcast, episode 10.
Episode 10, man. Perfect 10. Here we are.
We out here.
We out here, man. Just
we
running
made it.
laps. Yes, sir. So with this being our 10th episode, we just out here running our marathon, man. I wanted to dedicate this episode to the late great Nipsey Hussle.
Yes, sir.
And so with that, I felt like I should hit up one of my homegirls. I hit up Shay.
Hey,
And,
hey.
She a Nipsey fan?
She a Nipsey
Sure
fan, man.
is.
I
Sure
felt-
is.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that was like a thing that kind of had us like
Connected
linked
us.
up, right?
Yeah, connected us.
With Nip music and just sharing music and whatnot. And for this episode, I felt like why not? You know, get a woman out here that's from that cloth.
Okay. So how did y'all even get into Nipsey Hussle's music, or just even start, just, I don't know, getting into the Nipsey
It's a
Hussle?
Nipsey period. He had this song with Lloyd. Y'all know Lloyd.
Yeah,
Y'all know
yeah.
Lloyd.
Yeah.
You already know Lloyd? Okay.
But like, yo,
So,
Lloyd is my favorite R&B singer.
Yeah, okay. Well, he
He's
had
from
that
New
one
Orleans.
song, Feeling Myself. And I was like, who is this raspy guy? He had that raspy voice.
Yeah.
Not Lloyd, but Nipsey.
Yeah.
And I love raspy voice.
Were you sleeping on the floor?
Yeah, just
Part of the song.
trying to chill Nip, I was like, who is that? He's smooth, but he raspy with. I'm like, okay. So I started listening to him some more when he was when he collabed with YG.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
That's when
Alright.
that was those ratchet days.
Yeah. I mean,
That's when I
Yes, you, bro.
yeah.
Yeah,
Shut
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
to me.
So that was so when I moved there in 2011, that was around the time when I first heard of Nipsey. It was with YG,
Yeah.
Tiger, and Nipsey. So I was like, okay,
That's
who's
a
this
song.
guy? And then eventually I started not a lot, but a little bit.
Doing
Yeah.
your homework, going back. Yeah. Shoot, me, I started listening to Nip back in 2008. I think it was a Bullets Ain't Got No Name Volume 2. I was working at this packing house back in Huron, and this dude came out from Salinas, and he put me up on Nip. He's like, yo, you ever heard of Nipsey Hussle? Like, nah, man. So he showed me his mixtape, and I went home, looked at the videos. It was when Hustle in the House was out. So I went back and did my research, and like, man, this dude's dope. And at the time, he was on the hood stuff, and but still kept it kind of motivating. And
Yep.
man, since
Yeah.
08, and then from there, you just started seeing him through the underground. I feel like not a lot of people were on it, but you seen him on Double XL cover with Fash and J.
Trying to
Cole.
make his way up.
Everybody
He just
else.
made his way up.
What year was that cover? Do you
It
remember?
was 2010, I believe.
Yeah, 2010.
2010 it had J. Cole, Wiz Khalifa, Big Sean, all them, and I feel like that's like the best cover out there. I would argue
Yeah.
with someone about it.
They definitely have some heat on that cover for sure. Yeah, like I say, man, when I heard of Nip, it was my boy Kevin. He was just literally blasting the music
Yeah.
at 4 a.m. and it was just, I was like, okay,
I
this
can't help
guy-
it. He's like so West Coast with it.
Man, that's like
you
that was a
know?
new West, and
Yeah.
at the time when he came up, it was like J Rock, Glasses Malone, what was it, Compton Menace,
Yeah.
that whole circle, and I mean that's as West Coast as it gets.
And that was a different wave of the
That was
West
a
Coast,
different
right?
wave.
Like
that was
a younger version of the.
that good West.
Yeah.
That was like the real West. I would say.
Yeah.
Nah, man, but to go back on it, I feel like I kind of skipped on it, but the reason we're dedicating this episode to Nip is this Thursday. It's his birthday,
Yes, sir.
and we just might as well let people listen to it throughout the week and just keep his name alive and just celebrate him.
No, I definitely feel that, because even when I started getting on Nip, so after the whole 2011 him and YG, I knew of Nip from the was it the mixtape that he was selling at $100 or
Crenshaw.
Yeah.
and
Yes, sir.
like I said, I wasn't hardcore at the time, and I was like, who's this guy selling?
Why?
Yeah, like
what makes them?
They made out of gold.
Yeah.
But mind you, I still didn't listen to him at the time.
Yeah.
I just was wondering.
It brought it to your attention, and I feel like that was his goal for it, and he spoke on it where like if people ain't gonna buy the mixtape, as long as it gets people talking, because I mean the mixtape was up for free downloads on datpiff.com, so you could download it for free, but if you wanted the physical hard copy, it was $100. And
when he had when he said that it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
red. Remember he said it was
Yeah.
red. It's to catch your attention.
yeah, and that's what it was. It's like I
Yeah.
mean,
Smart.
obviously like he's from the other side of the tracks, but he still knew marketing well to where it's like, all right, I'm gonna make the cover red and it's gonna get some
Stand out
attention.
for sure.
Yeah. Then it had a DJ drama on it, which that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Man, I'm learning about all this stuff.
Well, you didn't know about it?
I didn't know Drama was
He was the DJ because
yeah,
he always had like what was DJ Drama's things
Gangsta Grills.
Gangsta Grills, and Nip talks about it in an interview where he always wanted to have a gangster grill, but I mean I felt like this Crenshaw mixtape was even better. That was like his thing, and shoot, $100 for a mixtape. Jay-Z ended up buying 100 of them,
copies.
Which I heard about
Yeah.
for sure.
that was pretty dope.
Yeah.
And I mean that kind of got him in a loop that made people want to buy it even more.
Dude, no lie, that just reminded me of like
Man,
Daniel.
I was about to put I had the vinyl. I was gonna slap it up here.
He's slipping, man.
I'm slipping.
Yo, Hall, go grab the vinyls. No, I'm just joking with you. But yeah, now that you mentioned $100 reminded me of a Spirit Boat.
And that's what we talked about when we had Daniel out here about the whole what he say he was on his big Nipsey energy because he Daniel was selling his t-shirts. He was selling you a t-shirt for $99, but you're getting a free book.
Free book.
And that's what it was. It's just like if they sell, like they're gonna sell, and I feel like once you pay something like that, it holds a bigger value to the thing. You're gonna take care
Yeah.
of the product even more,
You'll cherish
right?
it.
Yeah. You're not just gonna throw it in the back seat. It's like, nah, man, this cost me. This is, and it's art. It's a physical copy, so it's art.
So let me ask y'all this: how did his music impact you in your life? Because there's always like those songs or those albums that at times in your life that you remember.
Yeah.
And
you can play a song and
It'll
takes you
take
back
you
to that
back
year.
to that memory.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's all that. I mean, like I always say music sounds better when you can relate to it.
Yeah.
It just has a better feel to it.
Definitely.
But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, you listen to that song, it'll take you back to that year when you first started listening to Nip or someone.
So-
Yeah, Shay, how did that impact you?
For Nipsey,
Yeah.
Nipsey was like, okay, so this is a time where I had just became single, like fresh off relationship, and I was just listening to Nipsey. Just listen to him. Just the way he talks. Nipsey's like such a thug, but
Yeah.
such a gentleman.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want that? As a girl, well, you guys are men, but as a girl, you're just like, dang, you really listen to him.
No,
You're
but
like,
then it helps
Yeah,
a guy.
and
it builds that mold. Like, yo, you could
yeah,
be
so
like
you
that.
Can get,
you could be from the street and still have some manners.
Exactly, and he was such a well-mannered thug. You're like, I want something like that.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
not like a thug, but you want something like that.
I get it.
And he was just so smooth. Like he talked the way he talked about his grandma. It's like, oh my God, he loves his grandma. So cute.
That's dope. So that's what
And
so
impact wise, he's just so like inspirational. He's so motivated. You have to really listen to him. Like you have to really break down his lyrics, everything that he says. Like just the smallest. I can't even name like a lyric like that I like so much on top of my head.
Dude, I was getting myself prepared for the podcast. I was trying to think of like, man, what's that one quote
that he said
that I
me
like? I'm like,
too.
man,
And
I
had a
can't make
feeling
up
you
my
was-
mind.
I had a feeling you was gonna ask
exactly.
that, and I was like, it's literally like
There's
how
a lot.
can you-
Everything that he says
I
is
feel
just
like
so smooth.
Off of one, not even off of one song, but like off of one verse, I could pick like 2 different quotes, and that's
Yeah.
just one verse. It's like, man, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I got my favorite songs, but
Yeah.
man, just listen to his words. I feel you. I mean, to me, like the impact it did, man, like it was just motivating. I feel like we've had this conversation like off air where back when before having my job with the Grizz, I was just out doing photography. That's around the time
Yeah.
I met Shay.
Yeah.
And I was driving from here on to Visalia to Fresno, just trying to get a couple of bucks and hustling, man. And Nipsey was the soundtrack to all them years.
Yeah.
And the whole the marathon mixtape, it was just like, don't quit, like you got this,
Yep.
like you're far from home, but you're on a good road, and all this shit. And like, dude, I would drive down the 41 up to 99. There's times, and not to even get emotional, but I'll be dropping tears just like listen to it, just because it would hit home, and it would. I mean, like I said, like when you relate to the music, it sounds better, and it's like, man, like this guy was just like it was like he was just like patting me in the back, like, yo, you got this, don't give up, you do
keep
this.
going.
And then I would log in on social media, and then you would see like him reposting photos of people graduating and putting like the TMC flag on their caps and waving the flag while they're graduating. I was like, dude, like that didn't just help me, like that helped all them
Other
dudes
people,
too. Like,
yeah.
so like, I don't know. That's always I always seen Nipsey's music. It was just like motivational music, and
Super.
like people now know like off the victory lap, like hustle and motivate. But before that, like, yo, he was fucking motivating it. Like, so like the whole marathon, the marathon continues, like all those mixtapes is just motivating. That shit. I mean, I could honestly say like that impact he did got me to where I am. Like it I mean, I know it in me that I wasn't gonna give up, but he made that.
It was that extra motivation.
He made that ride a little smoother.
The little whisper in your ear,
man.
not to give up.
No,
for sure.
I feel y'all with all of that, because so like I was a little late bloomer when it came to Nipsey.
It's all good.
It's okay.
And when I joined him, it was right before his victory lap was about to drop, because he was talking about it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna check it out and really get into it. And it was also around the time where I was having some other opportunities in my life, and I was like, I was telling you about it. So, he dropped it. I'm bumping it. I'm like, okay, getting this extra motivation.
Hell yeah! Like, no, when I heard he playing that shit made me proud. I'm like, okay,
I did that.
There you go. And that's the thing though. And sorry to cut you off, but like I had posted this too. Like, man, I don't even feel bad, because there's people that take shit personal too. It's like, oh, now you're getting up on this. Oh, you're late. It's like, to me, it's like, yo, if you're late, it's all good as long as you go back, do your research. Like, yo, you're gonna stream it. Like his whole thing was independent. So whatever you're streaming, that goes back to his family. Like, so it's all good. Yeah, get on it late. Show your family later. Like, show your kids. It's all good.
So
as long as you do your history on it.
Exactly. And when I started listening to the Victory Lap, that's when like you was explaining more to me about, just the person that he was and the different things that he was trying to do in his community. And it was inspiring for sure. Yeah. And like I say, I had an opportunity to work for. I was applying and interviewing with different teams, and literally I'll interview with the LA Rams, and I'm doing a process, and
this guy's trying to leave us.
doing the process, and then bam.
But see, you see that didn't happen for a reason, man.
Yeah.
Had you left, we wouldn't be speaking right now.
That's true, but that's beauty in the struggle, and it's cool to experience. But yeah, no. So like after that process fell through, I was just like, man. But I'm listening to him, and Nipsey is literally saying, don't give up, just keep going, keep hustling. It'll pay off. And then literally a month or two later, I'm interviewing with the Diamondbacks and going through that process. So I'm like, I'm still motivated and hustling and grinding. And then that fell through. And then I'm like, man, what's next? But Nipsey on that victory lap just saying, man, just keep going. Don't stop. Just keep going. And then literally I'm interviewing with the Pelicans back home, and that fell through. But he's just like, dude, at the end of the day, you still good.
There's gonna be obstacles, man. There's bumps on the road, and that was one thing he always said. Is like, what was it? He's like, you're gonna hit bumps on the road, but it's not like it's a wall where it's gonna stop you.
Right.
But yo, hold on, look at right now. I just opened up my phone and hit IG. Man, this ain't something. Like, this is the first thing that pops up.
Okay.
Like, I'll show the camera. I'm not sure if it'll focus, but so I opened my IG, and someone just got a Nipsey tattoo on their leg.
A little portrait.
Man, that's dope.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, man. But that's the thing. And when you're going through it, I mean, we're living our lives, but when you have artists and musicians that are just being that soundtrack to your life, that's gold right there, man.
So now that will forever literally stick with me. Literally 2018 year of my ups and downs with applying for Hustle and Motivate, and just basically keep going. I mean, like you say, bumps will be in the road and whatnot, but you just gotta keep going.
And that's why I said, like, when I seen you, like, while you were going through that, obviously we were keeping that under wraps, and but I seen you post that, like, nah, man, I'm still motivated and all that, and that was the song in the background. I was like, hell yeah, Troy. And then this last month or something that we were out at Militant, and we had the boat and the jet skis.
Time to put some jet skis on the lake.
This guy put that in the background, like, okay, you know your shit. I'm like, no, that's dope, and that's dope, man. Just to hear people out there listening to his thing. I seen shout out Carmen. I seen her post her little boy rapping on IG.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Carmen.
She posted him rapping on, like, that's what we gotta do, man. Like just the way we were raised off Tupac and Biggie and all this is like this is a new generation. We have to show our kids. I mean, I talk to my daughter about music. We send each other music and we talk about music. I put her up on things. She'll surprise me every now and then, and yeah, man, I'm gonna be sharing Nipsey's music to my people.
For sure.
And have y'all seen him perform live or?
Okay, so you know what? It was like, I want to say, 4 years ago. Okay. Tomorrow would have been 4 years ago, August 7th, when he was at the Fresno Fairgrounds. Do you remember that, Cuddy?
What? No, I missed it.
Yes, he was at the Fresno Fairgrounds. He came out here with Be Legit and Jay Diggs. And you know how everybody from the Valley loves Bay Area rappers or whatever? Diggs? Yeah, and it was all them, but Nipsey was the opener for them.
No way.
Yes.
I missed it. Nah.
Wow. Okay, yeah. So I saw him there, and, small crowd. Just people that really fucked with
Dude,
like,
but those shows are like the best. It's a little more intimate, and you're like directly looking at it.
Yeah, and he came out there, and he was just, he's so smooth with it.
You see, I seen him.
I keep saying that because he is.
Nah, I feel you. I mean, I seen him here in Fresno as well.
That was August 7th, 2015.
Damn, so
you really missed that.
I missed it. I didn't even know about that.
At the Fresno Fairgrounds, yeah.
Wow. I seen him.
It was super small. It wasn't like the big Fresno Fair, nothing like that. It was in August. It was literally
it was like
4 years tomorrow.
When they ran out the side of the fair or whatever. Yeah. Of the grounds.
But that was like a quick show. He came like late and everything. Like.
No, I seen him, and I forget the year. I was gonna check on my Facebook, but I don't want to dig through
that. I would show you guys, but like I have like this Nipsey Blue old iPhone 5, and I have like old videos from then. I'm like,
she said Nipsey Blue.
It is Nipsey Blue. It is. It's before Nipsey Blue was a thing.
Yeah, no, because that's a thing now, right?
The Nipsey Blue was a thing before, but yeah, it's an old phone. I'm like, I can't turn it back on. It's dead. I either got water on it, but I just
they don't even make them chargers anymore. No, I seen him out here at the convention center when he came out with YG and.
Oh yeah.
I think it was just him too.
That was, I was about to say that's when
I wasn't gonna say that.
That's when YG got hit up in the
allegedly.
Allegedly. Chains. Yeah.
Allegedly.
They ran like 10 racks from him.
He won't come no more.
I'll say allegedly. But yeah. So luckily, Nipsey. I don't want to say opened up, but it was just the way they set it up to where he performed first, and so I seen him here at the convention center, and that was way before. I think the last album was the TMZ mixtape, so he was performing all the throwbacks that would be throwbacks now, and that was dope.
Yeah.
And but yeah, so I got to see him here, and then
did you go to the one when he went to Imperial?
I did, and I had
one?
Yeah, we was talking about that, but I think he was out of town.
I think I had a complex counter. It was something.
You were out of town.
I was out of town, so I had, to me, I don't know. I don't want to say I regret it. It's like, all right, if it's a performance, I'll see it, but I didn't want to just do like a hosting.
Yeah,
it was a hosting.
Just an appearance.
But no, then I got to see him at. Before that, I seen him in person. I seen him at Complex Con. What was it, like 3 years ago or something? Mm-hmm. And they had like this panel where they were talking about the currency that they're Bitcoin.
Okay.
And they were just speaking on all that, and obviously they had him because he was talking all his investments and all this. And what was crazy was that during a Complex Con on my way out, I seen some dudes coming up, and I was already leaving. I was like, all right, this is over. Like, I'm about to take off, and I seen this group, and I seen Joao Santana. Like, yo, that's Joao Santana. And next to him was Nip. I was like, what the,
yeah,
interesting.
like, yeah. And so they walked right past me, and I was like, yo, what up, Nip? And in my head, I was like, I want to get a photo, but I didn't want to be that groupie. And I don't know, like, my thing has always been like, where you don't want to meet your idols because you don't want to mess it up, and they act some sort of way, and then it just ruins it for you. So I always hesitate to ask for photos or anything like that, but then I regret it later. And so I turned around, like, and I just yelled, like, what up, Nip? And like, he walked right past me, and the cap on my camera fell, and one of his boys picked it up. He's like, yo, man, you dropped your cap. And that kind of, by that time, like, he had walked away. I like, but that still felt good. Like, man, that's some good people. It was just the cap, but it was that. And then to stay on that, the following year, I seen him same place, Complex Con, and we're in the food court, and same thing. I didn't want to ask for an autograph or a photo because they look busy, and not, what I mean, if you're eating, you don't want to. You hear interviews, you don't want to interrupt people, so. I still came around and I shook his hand. Good stuff or whatever, and just walked away. So like that was huge for me. Like, I didn't get that photo, but I shook the man's hand.
Yeah, man, that's super dope and unique that happened. But I know there's more to the Nipsey story because your ass be going to a bunch of stuff, man. So
yeah, man. I mean, I actually had the pleasure to going to the release party of Victory Lap down in L.A.
Damn. So wait, you seen Spirit Bolt in the?
No, that was a
in the cut.
No, that was Rolling. I think he was at Rolling Loud.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, I went to the Victory Lab release party, and I went.
No. I thought he said he was there because you remember he was talking about his mom dropping him off.
No, that's when they opened. No, he was there when they the premiere of the video.
Gotcha.
That's what it was. No, I went to the Victory Lab release party down in LA, and I went with Ski. Shout out Ski. We were
what
out
up,
there.
Ski?
He
I'm gonna give that government. What up, Blue?
Yeah, no, I had the tickets, and I was like, yo, I need someone to drive me. You down? I think I hit you up.
Yeah, I remember.
And she went denied.
I was out of town. I was
Yeah,
out of town.
I'm just
She was
messing
gone,
with
and
you.
so I mean, when I go to shows, I like to go with people that, I mean, and no, this is no date thing or nothing. It's just like whoever appreciates that artist or that type of event. I like to go to people with people
Can relate.
that exactly, because
Yeah.
I don't want to be at a show and there's someone that's just on their
Out of
phone
the
or
loop.
something.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah. Anyways, I went with Lou. He drove me out there. It was a cool day. There's a lot that went out that day, but yeah. So we enjoyed the show. Man, that thing was dope. He had like Diddy, Mozzie, like everybody was out there popping out on stage. He had before the last song of the show, he had his daughter Imani come out and rap Last Time That I Checked.
Yeah.
And it, but yeah, man, that was the thing, and there was a few little things, whatever Nipsey thing was going on, and I had that free time or was able to go to, like I went, whether it was concerts or like the grand opening of the Marathon store. We were out there waiting like, man, 10 hours for the in line, but
Trying to get a shirt.
trying to get a T-shirt, man. But it's more for the experience and just to support. Not that he's lacking a support, but we
And
just had to be
it's
that.
those stories
and
that you
I
got.
have these stories to say. I mean, it's crazy that now we don't have like VHS videos to show our kids, but I mean, I have them saved on the Snap, and
Better upload them things to the
No,
cloud.
man, and they pop out like a couple of months ago. It popped out like 2 years ago. You were at, and then it shows up at the Marathon store, waiting in line to show up and buy a T-shirt. But yeah, man, we out there. Whatever little moments we were able to get there, we did it.
It's just crazy because, like, you know how we talk about times in our lives and songs that relate, not just songs, but just music in general that relate to us during certain eras and whatnot. So, like, even when I'm at the gym,
Yeah,
there's people always say, like, damn, Troy's still, like, living
that life, those years.
those years. I don't like right now when I go to the gym, I'm listening to two people.
Who's that?
Obviously, Nipsey is one.
Yeah.
Me too.
And Juvenile?
No, not Juvenile. That's only on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Nah, Kevin Gates because
Yeah.
they
I can see that.
You rock with Kevin Gates?
there's
Kevin
stuff
Gates has a
that
song with Nipsey.
Yeah.
that relates from both of them. Kevin Gates got a song titled "In God We Trust,"
Yeah.
and it reminds me of a lot of Nip and that motivational, that like basically keep going. And I think I posted something on my Instagram recently with Kevin Gates, but it just reminds me of basically the same, and just giving you that motivation at
It's
times
just
that you
them,
need.
Same energy.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like it's them being personal and not being afraid to show emotions, and where it's like not just music where it's for the moment. This is lifetime music. Like this is music that's gonna last rather than just
Not like today's music.
yeah. I mean that's a whole
Different
subject.
ballpark.
That's a whole different subject.
But I feel you. No, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And I feel like they both could still do music that's just that turn up music for the
Yeah.
moment. But I mean, with titles like that, it's like
So
man.
what are some songs that just in general of Nip's whole catalog? It could be mixtapes to album to whatever the case may be. Just some songs. If y'all need me to start off, that's fine because
you're wanting to
Yeah,
start
'cause-
off.
yeah.
no,
Go
not
ahead.
because I
No,
want
go
to start
ahead.
off. No, but all right. So one of the songs that I wrote down was "Dedication" with him and
Kendrick Lamar.
K. Lamar, K. What up?
He said, "What up?"
And it was that's why I dove off the deep end without a life jacket.
Yeah.
And the more when you
think
about
of it as
it,
like I'm taking that risk.
you got to take risks. Like
Yeah.
why not? What's holding you back? Like sometimes you just got to go out there head first and just do it.
Yeah,
and
man.
and guess what? Either you
got nothing to
sink-
lose.
You got
Like-
nothing to lose. You'll sink or you'll make it out.
Yeah.
So that's one lyric that I always thought was like, man, this. I mean, that was a little bit more to
Yeah.
the song, but that's something that stood out for me as well.
Man, there's a lot of like, and I'm going down to the catalog just to see which one pops up even more. But I mean, just the whole, I mean, his whole catalog is dope, and it's
Yeah.
always motivating. But I will always say that my favorite tape would be the Marathon. The Marathon was like, that was a soundtrack, like you spoke on it. Like that's to me, that's the soundtrack of those struggle years. And I mean, I don't listen to it as much because I'm not going
Not
through
in
that.
Yeah, you're not in that
But
place right now.
when I just want to like humble myself and just feel that, it's like, let me play this just to remind me. And my favorite song off of that album, I wouldn't even say off that tape, but just my favorite song in general. If I had to pick a favorite song, would be "Bigger Than Life," and that was always it was a hidden track off the Marathon album. It was like you had at the last song was it I Don't Give a Fuck.
That's my song.
And that's,
That's
yo, you
my
know
song.
that was Lauren London's favorite song when they
Yeah,
did
that was
the
my
GQ.
favorite song.
And
I did see that interview as well, which
Yeah.
was pretty.
but yeah,
super
so when they
dope.
asked her like, what's my favorite your favorite
he
song of
knew.
me? She's all like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the?
That was my favorite song.
So when on the Marathon mixtape, if you forward that to like 420, they were like after that song's done, it just stays quiet. And then like at 420, like so for a minute or so, like it's just quiet, and then Bigger Than Life pops out, and bro, like if you haven't heard it, like I suggest go listen to that. That's
I'm gonna have to check it out because I haven't.
That's-
heard
that's
it.
my
like a
favorite.
6-minute long.
bruh.
song,
And then at the
yeah,
end, he's just like,
he's talking.
and he's telling like,
Yeah.
get up out your ass and do it, you know, like. And so the second verse on that song is probably my favorite. He says shoot, I'm
His
Is
mind
it-
going blank.
no, but like just what he speaks on, it's just upgoing, and it motivates you to do it, and that's probably one of my favorite songs.
What about you, Miss Shay? Besides that,
I don't give a fuck. There's a song that he has with YG. He had sampled Fabulous So Into You, the beat.
Yeah.
Have you heard it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that was on the
one
YG
that, yeah,
mixtape.
that one was good. I like that one, and the one that he has with K Camp. I can't remember what album that was on. Mailbox Money.
Mailbox Money.
Yeah, that one with K Camp, Between Us. That one's a good. That's
Man,
like a love song though. That's like
The
a
mailbox money one had
yeah.
like
Mailbox Money was
that
a good
that
one.
had a thing, and then they had a status symbol with Buddy. Like, dude, like just them
Almost
songs.
forgot what I was doing.
No, that was a Victory Lap.
That's
Yeah.
Victory Lap.
That was a part 3, but off Mailbox Money, he had
Yeah.
like the first one, and it just, dude, it's just
That
it's
one was
just
good.
motivating.
I like that one. And then that one song he has with Bino, Clarity.
Clarity,
Yeah, that one was
That's-
good.
that's
That
one
one
of my
was
favorites.
good.
What's the mixtape that he had? It was featuring Steve Jobs. Cause
When he had like quotes.
quotes.
on it.
Because I was listening to that one this morning when I was on a Stairmaster grinding away.
He said Stairmaster.
I be grinding. And Steve Jobs, he said something that stuck out to me.
What did he say?
You want to take a guess? Go for it. I thought you was about to take a
My
guess.
mind's going like,
No, he said your time is limited, so don't waste it living.
What is it, like,
someone
be
else's
foolish?
life. Yeah, he said a bunch of more, but
Yeah.
I was trying to keep it short. And I was like, damn, that's a great point. Like, don't hold anything back. Just go for it.
Yeah.
Because you never know where it will take you. And whatnot.
Yeah, no, and he always did that. Like even on the past mixtapes, like he always had like vocals of like brokers and people just speaking about money.
Yeah.
On the marathon one, he had I forget from whatever movie it was, but he's all like, you know what's better than $1 million? He's like, $1 billion. Like, it's just like these, just set your goals up high. Man, I had to Google the first part of it because I was going blank on Bigger Than Life. He says, look at where I started and look at where I'm standing. Y'all could say it's luck, but I know that it's planted. Shout out to the pain that gave me understanding. Shout out to my gang, who turned me to a savage. And just like all these things are like, what do you say, like, I know I go through what I go through what you haven't, and it's not ego driven. It's not me boasting or bragging. This road I chose to go down, hard to slow down when in traffic. In order for me to grow, I had to let go of some habits, and it's just all these things. And
Somebody
this
signed Cuddy.
sign me,
Cuddy,
but it's like
Cuddy Beats.
nah, but it was like those things, and I would recite them while driving. It's like, man, like you just gotta get rid of some habits and just grow up. And
After he says something, you kind of have to repeat what he says in your head,
and then
like,
just
you just have
speak
to.
it out loud. But yeah, man, I like that Bigger Than Life, the second verse, that always hits a little deeper.
Another one that definitely stands out. I mean, I wrote down a lot. It's kind of hard to like just
Same.
literally.
I have like
Yeah, man,
10.
I figured out like, man, we're gonna have to keep this episode go to 60. If
Yeah,
we're doing
so-
it for Nip, it's gonna have to run to 60.
So I'll just say the ones before I tap into the verse that I like. So hustle and motivate, obviously, that speaks for itself. Grinding all my life.
You know what? Sorry,
go for
to
it.
interrupt, but listening to the Breakfast Club, they just had E40 on there, and he was speaking on how
Oh yeah,
Nipsey had sent him. I don't know if you know. Nipsey had sent him the beat and song for
and did he say it was like a year in advance when he sent it? But
Yeah.
their schedules didn't line up, or
Was it Grinding on My Life or Hustle and Motivate? It was Grinding on My Life, I think. So he sent it to E40, but I guess they were busy or whatever.
It's something that was on that
and
album.
I think it was Grinding on My Life, and it's like, man, 40 kind of would have. I mean, I like it the way it is, but that would have been
Dope.
cool to hear E40
Yeah.
on there.
Another song that I love is Double Up.
Man.
Man,
If I got high, I would get high and listen to that song, but I don't.
I feel like
It's
I
just
listen to
so
this song at least
smooth.
one time a day. One time a
Dude,
day.
and that's
not.
and man, shout out Dom Kennedy,
I love
man.
Dom
Like we have
Kennedy.
to give people their
Dom
flowers
Kennedy's
while they're
cool.
here, and so they can smell them. And Dom Kennedy is one of them artists where it's like,
Definitely.
show some respect, put some respect on his name, but like that song and Dom Kennedy been writing with Nip for a while,
Longest.
since like the Crenshaw mixtape. I'm sure before that, but that's when I started listening to Dom over because of Nip and
Same.
Double Up, man. That's
Same. They did
damn, that beat
They did
alone,
that.
That Double Up hit hard.
and it's like 6 minutes long, but
but it's good.
When
Like,
it finished, like when it's over, like I'll just hit the repeat. Like,
Yeah,
and
sometimes
listen to
you-
this again.
Yep.
That beat alone is,
Yep.
is good. The video is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like man, that's a good one.
and the last song that at least on my list is like I said, there's so many more because
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I got to keep it short.
Yeah.
Just because
Yeah.
we got 3 people.
You're good, but that'll give the listeners that are not familiar with Nip to go back and
Dabble in
look up these
our list,
these songs.
The last one off of the Victory Lap album was Young.
Young N-words,
Yeah, young brother.
young brothers, young hitters.
Nah, I'll say it. This one's a young nigga, and with this one is just didn't at once upon a time, I don't know if it was Diddy's interview or Nip's interview, but he said he wanted to create.
He wanted
A
a
bomb ass video.
You can
like
hate me.
the-
No, you can hate me now. Like type of
so
song, right?
Yeah.
yeah. So Nip had the interview where he speaks on the young hitter song, and he wanted to get Diddy on it to kind of give the feel of Nas's "You Can Hate Me Now" song.
Yeah,
So
I
like,
saw the interview too.
so I wanted
The
Diddy
the
on the meme
code,
meme code and all
yeah.
that, but it didn't happen. And
Diddy
he
had
chose
blew like hella money on a
Yeah,
video
yeah, yeah.
before that. Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
before the video. So they did Young Brothers.
He
And,
actually wanted him on rap niggas.
Yeah.
right?
Wait, what did this guy say? Is that what he said?
No, he said young. He said
Yeah.
young.
Okay, so
But
he wanted him.
Nipsey originally wanted him.
He
on
wanted
rap
him on
niggas.
rap N-words.
Yeah. You can say rap, brother.
Nah, bro.
brother.
I don't want no one to
Nah, I
throw
feel you.
shots.
I feel
But yeah, so he got him on the young ones because did he want to feel young or something?
Oh, always. That, like you said, that's definitely another.
That's another topic.
Take a sip to that one.
I'm just saying.
But no, like, so something I wrote down was when Nip says, pressure on your shoulder, how you gonna deal with it? Say it's uncomfortable when you transition, but it's all beautiful when you get rich and when you start killing shit and they all witness it.
Yeah, man.
And I'm like, when you really break that down, like pressure on your shoulders, like what you, like literally what you go do.
Yeah,
like, from what I hear, pressure makes 2 things: burst pipes, and
Diamonds?
build diamonds.
Yes, sir.
So literally,
Yeah.
like when I'm hearing that song, I'm like, all right, I got all this pressure on me to succeed and go on. It's like, what am I gonna do with it? I'm not
Yeah.
gonna fail. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do everything I
I'm gonna
can
do it. I mean,
to.
if you come from that lifestyle, and this is, I don't want to get all serious and political or whatever, but like when you come from that lifestyle, like you hear those things in a different way. Like I feel like that's why I could relate to Nip. Like I grew up in a whole different world to where it's way far from what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
But like listening to that, it's like, dude, like what do I got to lose? Like I've seen worse. I've seen I've seen the bottom. So it's like it don't cost you nothing to try to run and try to make things happen.
Yep.
And that's what it is. Like with those lyrics that you just said and the rest of the music is like, man, like ain't nothing to make it happen. Like if you don't succeed, it's all good. Like go back to the starting line.
I also love how Nip just show no mercy. Like last time that I checked,
Yeah.
he sometimes
Yeah.
you just gotta let people know, like, we out here and I'm grinding. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna motivate you, but then I'm gonna let you know. Last time I checked, I had 5 chains on my neck.
Nip was definitely
He was that dude.
Man.
For
dropping
sure.
in
For sure.
letting them know. So unfortunately, Nip left us way too soon.
Way too soon,
Yeah.
man.
Where were y'all when y'all heard about the passing of Nip and whatnot?
I was taking a nap. I mean, it sounds bad, but I was taking a nap and I get a call. It's like, your husband just got shot. Your husband just got shot. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, no. No. And I had went on Instagram. Obviously, it was all over.
Yeah.
Like, all over. And I was like, no, like, not Nip. Anybody but Nip.
You don't expect that because
Exactly.
of his character too.
Exactly. And to be like in his own hood, in his own area, like, damn,
Man, that gave me chills.
for
just
real,
thinking
just
about it.
damn. I was sad. I was sad for a minute.
Yeah, man. Shoot, me. I was actually in LA when that happened. We're leaving the Babe store, and I got on social media, and and I seen all that. Like I mean, nowadays that's the news. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got on there and like there's people posting like, man, prayers
Yeah.
for Nip, like you got this, and I was
Yeah.
like, wait, what the heck?
Yeah.
And then we're driving down the street, and after that kind of just bummed me out. I was like, man, let's just go home already. And we're heading out, and Sam texts me. He's all like, yo, man, your boy got shot and all this, and I was like, yeah, man, I just seen that. And we're just driving, like we get out of LA and going up the freeway, and then he texts me again. He's like, yo, man, he didn't make it, I'm sorry. And like, this is Sam, like
Yeah.
I'm like, man, like you don't really get that from him like that. And it was just like, it just felt different, man. And get on social media, and like sure enough, everybody's like,
His passing was
like,
different
his
for
pussy,
sure.
and I was like, god damn, like it was just a I mean, we didn't get to experience the whole Tupac
Yeah.
going, so now like we get to see what the older, like what my older cousins them
What they
felt,
went through.
and it's
Yeah.
like, man, this
Yeah,
was just
for
different.
sure.
And I don't know, man, I like it was crazy because and we spoke about the sorry, we speak about the mural, the canvas that I have downstairs of Nip. And so like that whole weekend, it was all like Nip related to me. Like that's when we seen like art of his in the thing. So, and whenever I go to LA, like we'll try to make it an issue to stop by the Crenshaw store and all this. So just being in LA, it was like a different feeling. Just throwing the music and
Yeah.
start speaking about him. And so yeah, I was down there, man, and shoot, like I mean, it hit home, dropped in tears, took a little
Same.
prayer, and
Same.
you're like, man, just
It definitely hit different.
thank you. And I mean, I had to say my prayer and thank him for the motivation, like, and it was something different, man.
Where are you, Troy?
To be honest, I don't even remember. I just remember seeing on social media,
Yeah.
like the prayers,
Yeah.
and obviously seeing DJ Khaled, drop some stuff, and other people, and I was just like, whoa, like what's going on? And
It's
then
so unreal.
and then it's just like more and more info was coming out. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. That was a hard hit, and it still is. And even
You know, it had like the hardest dudes shedding tears over him. The hardest. You could think of the hardest dude on your block, and he was hurting over
Because
it.
even though he
Yeah,
was
man.
he was a rapper, he was also giving back to his community.
Exactly.
through
And
so
that's
many
That's what made it
efforts.
even worse.
that's what
I think that hit harder.
that's what hits more too. I mean,
He
dude,
meant
like,
well.
I don't know. Like I used to joke around about how, I mean, I lost my dad when I was 15. So like at a young age, it was always like it was emotional, you know what I mean? And I would joke around as I got older, like, man, I ain't got no more tears left. Like I already cried them out. But like I don't really get emotional around like people or like women and all that. I was with Margaret that time on the road, and I just broke down. I couldn't hold it, and it's just, that's when it's just I felt it's been like 10 years, 11 years of listening to this man. I feel like I
Yeah.
grew up with him.
Yeah.
And I
Matured with him.
yeah, for sure. And
Yeah,
I knew
for
more
sure.
of I seen him more of than just the artist. I seen the whole him doing for the city, for his blog, for the whole STEM program, giving back to the community, and the fact that he was just speak on Crenshaw and Slauson. Like this is a neighborhood where he grew up. He spoke about him selling drugs out of that block, growing up and selling mixtapes out of the trunk in that same shopping area.
The complex, yeah.
So to moving up and buying that shopping mall and building the Marathon store, and his brother selling T-shirts across the street before that, and then moving up and opening the shop there, for him to get shot and murdered in that same parking lot is like, damn, like it's
That's all we doing him.
it's kind of crazy. I mean,
yeah.
I don't even want to say it's at least he was home, but I mean personally, if I was gonna go out, like I'd rather be home, and so for them, I'm sure it hits his family and homeboys that he grew up with a little different. Like he was born, raised, and he left in that block. So when you do go to Crenshaw and Slauson, it's a different feeling.
It is.
Cause he grew up and did his thing, and that's
And
where his spirit lived.
And he stayed. He didn't go too far.
For sure.
Yeah, man, that's just crazy to even think about. I was actually going to San Diego a few days after all of that, and we went to go stop in LA basically to go, pay our respects. My cousin, the dude, was actually out there. What up, dude? Basically like a block away, so he actually walked over there during when everything had went down and was checking it out. But just it's just a crazy sad thing that happens.
We spoke about this. Was it you that was going, or your cousin? When I was out there, I was like April 11th when they had like the casket and everything driving around LA.
I think it was either.
Was it your cousin? I feel like you told me.
Yeah, my cousin was out there. He was visiting for a few weeks.
Dude, that alone right there. So I made my way out there, and it was my dad's birthday, April 11th, and they had the whole when they drove him around LA, bruh. That alone was something else.
Yeah.
And you see videos of when they drove Biggie down the Bronx and all that,
the bridge
and then you just see everybody just walling out, and I was like, this is history for us. Like, I can't miss that.
Yeah.
So I think out here in Fresno we had the B2K, Lloyd, and everybody, the concert,
Yeah.
and we had bought tickets for it, and I just gave them away. I like Lloyd, but like I can't miss
more.
this.
Yeah.
I so went out there and we were Crenshaw and Slauson, like right on the barricades, waiting for it, and here comes the hearse, and before that you see everybody in the bikes and the van pulling up, and everybody just walling out, and man, it's a different feeling.
I cried watching it on BT. I cried.
Dude, that was something else. You see people like across the street at the Louisiana
hanging
chicken thing, like
hanging
just
off the poles,
the street sign, like
crazy.
sitting on the street sign, and just that's something like that I'm gonna share with my kids. Like, yo, like this is what we lived, and yeah, like the hearse comes through, and you see like Hoggy and like Black Sam, like they just walk the whole thing, and it's like
dedication for sure.
Bro, you just gotta salute them. That's something else. I know how that feels, man.
I was at home watching it on BT, and all the great words that people spoke and whatnot, and
man, he had what's his name, homeboy in the keyboard.
Oh, Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder on there.
Yep.
And this is what's crazy. Like everything that he spoke on, like if you listen to Ocean Views, like he spoke on this, like having like Stevie Wonder at his thing, and like having his homeboys put a couple of thousands on his casket, and like Hoggy did that, like YG documented that, like, yo, we left that, like just what he said, what he
Everything
basically
talked about.
requested, like, yo, when I pass, this is what y'all do. Like, all that happened. And shout out Karen Civil. Like, Karen Civil made all that happen. Like, what other person had his service at Staples Center? It's Nipsey Hussle and Michael Jackson. Bruh, like, that's big.
Yep.
But
Real big.
Real big. And speaking about real big, bruh. when Homegirl sang that at that service, bro, like,
what's her name, Marsha Ambrosia?
Yeah, man, I broke down, and shout out Dez. I that came to mind. I was like, man, if I pass at this young age, like, we need Dez out there singing real big.
Dez Washington. Shout out to Take 3.
So I'm holding you to that, Dez. Bruh, like that. No, that was beautiful. Like the whole setup and everything. It looked like an award show. Like it was done right. And he had Battle Cat mixing.
One thing I love that reminded me of when my uncle passed was basically his brother said basically he made the set proud, and I was like, man, I had chills.
Yeah.
Dude,
that's when
and
I
you
felt
don't
They make the set proud, make the world proud.
Right.
Yeah, and you don't hear for the fans, like fans that know, like, you never really get to see Black Sam's photos or
He's
or
so
like
out
hear
the
him
way.
speak.
He's
Like
so out the way.
like whatever Suge Knight wanted to be. Like I'm off to the side. No, like that was Black Sam. Like he was a businessman. He's what motivated Nip to do his independent thing.
Nip says in a lot of interviews.
All the time, like,
Black
yo,
Sam
like-
was the brains.
Exactly.
The
Like
mastermind.
people give credit to Nip, but he had
It's
that
really Black
that
Sam.
team behind
Yeah.
him. Shout out Black Sam and everything. And
Always.
so hearing him speak that night, dude, like
It broke my heart. It made me
that
so
shit
sad. He
broke
was hurt.
my heart. Like for
Yeah.
real though, like, cause you don't.
That's his little brother.
That's his exactly. And then you see like the videos of them when they were young.
Mm-hmm.
There's this video
Dancing.
that you can see it on social media when they're like breakdancing.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're all like the
And then
the-
Black Sam like introduces him and stuff like
yeah,
that.
it's like the brothers, and then Nip falls and Black Sam comes and he picks him up, and like to me it was like, yo, that's
That's
his little
that
brother,
big
bro. Like
brother. Yeah.
to see him, and then like he spoke on that, and that's that part. He's like, man, you always said, you know, I want to make the set proud. They're like, nah, man, you
You
make the world proud.
Yeah.
And that
made
all-
me chills.
It's like,
chills
bro,
thinking about
like
that.
you did, bro. Like look at that, I got chills, man. And man, shout out the Ascadon family, man.
Yes, sir. So how are we gonna keep this marathon going, and basically keep Nip's
Name alive.
name alive?
Man, so to keep the marathon to continue, I felt like me being a Nipsey fan, and I wasn't sure if anyone out here in the Fresno 559 area was gonna make it happen, but I just felt like we had to celebrate his birthday. His birthday's coming up on Thursday, August 13th and 15th. Sorry, 15th. And we just I wanted to put something together, and I kept thinking about it, and I didn't. I always feel like I always have to say it out loud or tell someone, so that I don't feel like I'm like, so I won't slack on it. So I spoke to you, Troy, and said, yo, like, I want to do this little art show. I'm like, man, I don't care if we end up doing it at the park or whatever, like, as long as we do something for his birthday. And we started reaching out to people like, yo, we want to rent out the venue. And in between it, I was like, man, if everyone's gonna like block us or whatever, like, I might just do it at my place, put up some art, and just invite some friends, and let's just drink to his name. And luckily, Tioga Sequoia approved us and shot them out to where
Shout out to Tioga Sequoia downtown.
They let us put up this art show in remembering of Nipsey's name to celebrate his birthday. And I'm gonna bring out some of my personal collection that I have. I have some art that was shot by Jorge Piniche, his photographer, signed and numbered by him and Nipsey. And then I reached out to some artists from Fresno that I felt like that would give it justice. Like, yo, man, I kind of like handpicked them, like, do some art. And dude, I even reached out to one of my homeboys that's in Pleasant Valley Prison. Like, yo,
He murdered it. He literally like the.
So
I seen it. I was like, how much?
wait.
Because I want to buy
see
it.
it.
I somehow reached out to him, like, yo,
Nah, it's all good.
I was like, yo, I'm putting this
I gotta
art show
see
together, and I need some of that art.
He
Cause
said, "Say less," and no lie, I felt this piece was back in like 2 days. That's what it felt like.
No
like,
way.
He reached out and he was like, "Oh,
he said, what do you need? Got you." He sent it out. Like, I had him. Shout out the Grizz. I had him send it, mail it to the stadium, and open it, and it's just art. And I mean, for those that have that lifestyle to where they have a brother, cousin, uncle, or whoever in prison, you know that art that comes from prison.
Yep.
It comes with a
we talk about this
It's
all the
different.
time.
It's
'cause
so
it comes
different.
it comes with a different feeling, man, and just the detail my
A lot of
homeboy
time.
did. Shout out LG. It was just like, man, I'm okay. I received it. I'm gonna go frame it, and we're gonna start the bid at $60 for certain reasons, and whatever it goes up to, we're sending back to him and help him out.
That's dope.
And yeah, man, I just wanted to. I mean, the art show is just to entertain people, and if anyone wants to buy art to display and keep Nipsey at their home, that's dope. but at the same time, I wanted to do a little school supply drive just to turn it from the whole gang and negative thing, just like, yo, let's focus on the good things that Nip did, the whole STEM program that not a lot of people know about, and it's a lot for the kids too. So we're gonna have the art show for people to come out. It's gonna be at Tioga Sequoia. Come out, have some drinks, and
6:30
at 6 p.m. and come out and enjoy, just celebrate with us as if it was a birthday party. But if you don't feel like you're gonna buy art or whatever, it's all good. It's a free event, but
check it out.
Get some school supplies, bring them out, drop them off, and
these school supplies will be donated where?
I'm gonna take these school supplies back home. I'm gonna take them to here on elementary school, whether it's paper, pencils, binders, whatever it is. They start their school year,
literally whatever's
backpacks.
you can do.
Whatever it is, man. They start their school year next week. So I'm gonna take these supplies and just keep them in the front office. And whenever a kid is in need, like, yo, you got somewhere to pick up from.
I like that.
So this is how, I mean, this is kind of it was kind of late notice, but
Hey,
I didn't want to skip it. And then this is just the beginning of it. I want to continue this and just keep the marathon running, and next year we'll do it even better. We'll do it bigger, and just keep this thing going, man.
Yes, sir. And speaking on the marathon, how are we gonna keep this marathon going with our podcast? Like, so what's next for the Say Bro podcast?
The 10th episode.
This
Perfect
is
10.
Perfect 10, man.
Perfect
like
10.
Mustard said.
Perfect 10.
Yeah, man. No, so we're gonna take a break. This is the 10th episode. We hit the I don't want to say victory lap because we ain't done.
We hit this little jog, this little warm up. This was this introductory season.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it, intro.
Yeah.
Whatever. We wanted to see where it could take us, and then it's been great so far. So we're like, okay, let's really do it.
I think you guys are good.
So Shay's she listens.
Yeah.
And that's why we had to bring her, because it's like she be hitting us with the retweet, and then like, yo, she's big on Nip.
Yeah.
She supports the podcast. Like, let's bring her in, and exactly what she said on the whole Nipsey crush and all that. Like, we need to balance it out, because I didn't want to be the person just speaking on him. And yeah, man. We just like we have Shay. We have a lot of people out there supporting, and shout you guys out. Thank you guys. And this being the 10th episode, we're gonna take a week break just to renovate things and work on some things.
Hey, we gonna make it better.
And,
I think y'all are gonna love it.
Yeah, man. So we'll be back. What's the date?
We'll be back on the 27th.
Okay. Yeah, man.
Sorry, I'm getting alerts.
So we taking a week off to just to get ourselves together and come back with some more content for y'all, and we just had.
And that'll be the update on the Nipsey birthday, right?
What was that?
That'll be the update on the Nipsey birthday, right?
Yes, sir.
We gonna have the whole Say Bro podcast crew. At least we're gonna try to have.
We'll speak on
everybody.
how the event, the turnout and everything, and yeah, man.
I can't wait.
We're excited. We'll see y'all. Hope to see everybody out there, and come out, enjoy the night, have some drinks, bring out some school supply for the kids, and we'll be good. And with that, I mean, we usually have a quote of the day for that's read by someone, but I feel like we could do it a little different this time, and
go for it, man.
And have the man himself.
It's our 10th episode. We can do
10th episode.
Perfect
We could
10.
do what we want.
Yeah.
And let's hear some words from Nip.
Did you ever get down where it was like, man, this ain't gonna work,
All
or
the
you know?
time. That's why I call my thing the marathon, because I'm not gonna lie and portray this ultimate poise like I've had it figured out. No, I just didn't quit. That's the only distinguishing quality from me and probably whoever else going through this or went through this or is gonna go through this, is that I ain't quit. I went through every emotion. I went through every emotion with trying to pursue what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And I think that what gonna separate whoever's gonna try to go for something is that you ain't gonna quit. Unless, you know, you're gonna really take the stance if I'm gonna die behind what I'm getting at right now.
And on that note, this is Say Bruh Podcast. Good night.
Rest in peace, Nipsey. The marathon continues.